Good afternoon, Jack. This is Jack from the ArtChart.net, and this is the intraday video for Tuesday, the 6th of March. Our disclaimer, we do this for educational purposes only. We're here to share our technical analysis with you. We hope you can take some of what we're doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. We're not here to issue trading signals. Right, let's go and have a look through and see what happened this morning. Now, we're talking about conversion. Conversion is, generally speaking, what you do is you go through a level, you go back and back test it. You don't always get a back test, but you'll generally get a back test on a significant level. You hold it as resistance, you make a lower low, and then generally it's converted. But after that, it still needs to hold as resistance. So if you then bounce up and bounce up without, if you make a marginal lower low and then bounce up straight through it, then you're looking in reversal pattern territory and the conversion has failed to hold. So what we did this morning is we went down, we converted 16, and then we immediately broke back up through it. What I was pointing out on the Twitter feed was the possible IHS patterns forming on the 5-minute chart, and obviously they played out. And we're likely to see a retest of certainly the intraday high, and most likely we're going to see an interest of the Globex high, and we're going to see a test of the 35 to 40 area. Now, the good news is that this will get serious possible sell signals brewing across the board. The bad news is, of course, we could break up through that. And if we do break up through that, chances are we're going to see a retest of the rally highs, which obviously are considerably above. Now, I still like the resistance of 35 to 40. A failed conversion like this morning isn't the way I would have gone. I'd really ideally like to see this setup, this test be set up. I was saying in the pre-market video that I was expecting to see this retest, and we wouldn't see any serious sell signals without the retest. But this isn't really the way I'd have picked for the retest to happen. It makes it more likely that we're going to break up through it, I think. And also the other thing to consider here is, on SPX we had a big candle that took us up through the daily middle band, and really the target for today, the classic rejection, would be a rejection candle which would have us closing back below the middle band. That is now at 26.99 on ES as well as SPX, and we need to the bears really need to see a close below it, or that means that we have converted the daily middle band to support. And at the moment, the weekly pivot, we've gone back and we've converted that to support. These need to break, and really they need to break by the end of the day. So one of the problems of the way we did it this morning was we actually consumed an awful lot of the day not doing that. So we shall see how that goes tonight and over the rest of the trading day. But this, I would have much preferred this retest to be at as a morning high. As an afternoon high, there's less of a chance that we're going to make sufficient headway afterwards. And if we don't make sufficient headway afterwards, that increases the chances that we are going to retest the high. Now, look, what are we looking at on patterns here? SPX, not particularly certain. It didn't quite make it down to establish this trend line here. Oddly, and this isn't often the case, the best looking pattern is actually on NDX. We've got a beautiful 3-touch support trend line here, possible wedge. This is suggesting that we could go as high as 69.70 at the moment. Obviously, this is a rising trend line. On retests of the of yesterday's highs, or the overnight highs, we're going to get possible 60-minute RSI 5 sell signals brewing across the board. Now, obviously, what we would like to see is the reversal there, and for those to fix, we shall see. Rut, what have I got on Rut? Rut isn't as nice as the others, but you know, it's a workable possible rising wedge. NDX is the main one I'm going to be watching here. It's leading the way up really as well. You'll notice the retracement was the smallest really on NDX this morning, and we've got the nicest support trend line. I'll be watching that trend line. All right, let's have a look at the futures on ES. On ES, we don't just need to retest the intraday high. If we're going to get 60-minute sell signals brewing, really we need to retest the overnight high, which was at 27.35. We've got resistance at 27.35 to 40. So what we need to do is we need to get up to that level to get 60-minute sell signals brewing, and then we need to fail that. That second bit is obviously very important. We have broken below this channel. That is bearish, but as I said, this isn't the way I'd have been really wanted to retest this morning, this afternoon. And I wonder how much time that leaves to actually get anywhere on the downside. We have seen some pretty quick moves lately, so maybe. Right, NQ, on a full retest of the overnight high, we're going to have another 60-minute sell signal break, and I think the same on TF, although actually we've already retested the high then. We actually had a weak 60-minute sell signal fixed this morning on TF. I think really we'd be relying on that. We went down quite deep this morning. We're already back over that. This is on a weak 60-minute sell signal already, and this is actually pretty close to a rally high, retest of the rally high, and we may need to see that retest. That would set up a perfect double top here. This is nice rising wedge, 50% retracement. Get back to the retest, and we've got a beautiful double top setup if it stops there. If it doesn't stop there, obviously that's another story. Right, DX.